welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. Instead of a big report, we're jumping into a wonderful, magical story called The Library Book Blizzard.
And our mission is to unpack all the fun and all the adventure hidden inside. It's a story for kids, but honestly, the ideas in it are pretty big.
It all starts at a school, Maple Hollow Elementary, on a really quiet, snowy morning.
Yeah, you can just picture it, snow falling outside and the hall smelling just a little bit like hot cocoa.
Yeah, the kids, Mia, Max, and their class are heading into the library. It sounds so cozy. The story says there are warm lamps and soft rugs.
It's the perfect, quiet, organized place. But then something happens.
Something magical.
Mrs. Reedswell, she's the librarian, opens this giant blue dictionary on her desk, and the second she does...
Whoosh!
Exactly, a huge, sudden gust of wind.
And that's where our story really begins.
It sure is.
So this whoosh isn't just a normal wind. It bursts right out of the dictionary pages.
Right, and it starts shooting these little snowflakes into the air. But they aren't made of ice.
No, they're not. They're tiny paper pages. Pages torn from all the stories in the library.
Can you imagine? And one of the kids, Max, he sees it and gasps.
And he says what?
He says, "It's a book blizzard."
A book blizzard. That's the perfect name for it. So the whole library just changes.
Completely. Those little paper pages start floating down like soft snow, making little piles on the carpet.
And get this, the words themselves started to sparkle in the air.
Like little glowing fireflies just floating all around.
That is so cool. Words without their pages.
But that's not even the most amazing part.
Oh.
The characters from the books, they start to quietly and then very happily step right out of their covers.
They walk right out of the books?
They do. And they join the swirly, snowy, papery storm.
Wow. So what kind of characters are we talking about here?
Well, from the fantasy shelf, a dragon appears.
A dragon. A real one.
Yep. But instead of fire, it breathes out little puffs of warm steam that smell like cinnamon.
Okay, a friendly dragon. I like that. Who else?
Then, from an encyclopedia, one of the fact books, a penguin waddles out and starts sliding around.
So one character from a make-believe story and one from a book about real animals.
Exactly. And then from the science fiction section, a friendly robot rolls out.
A robot. What does it say?
It says, "Hello, young readers," in this big, cheerful voice.
So you have a dragon, a penguin, and a robot, all in the middle of a paper snowstorm. What a team.
And that's when one of the kids, Mia, as she's spinning around under all the floating paper, she realizes something really important.
What does she figure out?
She yells, "Each page is part of a story." She understands they aren't just random bits of paper.
They all have a home.
Right. And the robot agrees. It tells everyone, find the stories they belong to, and the blizzard will calm.
So that's the job. They have to put everything back. It's like the world's biggest, most magical puzzle.
It is. The only way to fix the happy chaos is to put all the knowledge, all the stories back where they belong.
And they can't do it alone, right? I mean, that's thousands of pages.
No way. They have to work together. This is where the teamwork really kicks in. Everyone gets a job.
Okay, so let's break that down. What was Mia's job?
Mia was in charge of the adventure books. She had to find all the tiny pages about pirates and match them to the right pirate stories.
So she had to know her pirate stories really well.
She did. And Max, he took the space pages. He was busy returning them to all the galaxy guides.
So he was the science expert.
You could say that. And then there was Harper. Her job was a little different.
How so?
She had to help the penguin. The poor little guy was waddling around, lost. Harper had to help him find the Arctic animals section.
Oh, so she was helping a real character find its way back to its fact book.
That's right. It's one thing to sort paper, but another to help a lost penguin.
And what about the dragon? Was it just, breathing cinnamon steam everywhere?
You'd think so, but no. The dragon actually helped. It was the most surprising helper of all.
What did it do?
It used its big claws very, very gently to tuck fairy tale pages back onto the right shelf.
A dragon putting books away. That's amazing.
And the story says it only left one little scorch mark.
Huh. That's pretty good for a dragon.
It really is. So everyone, the kids, the robot, the penguin, even the dragon worked together.
And when they put the very last page back in its book, what happened?
Everything just stopped. The wind settled down. The characters all slipped quietly back into their covers.
And the library was quiet again.
As if nothing magical had ever happened at all.
Was there anything left behind? Any proof that it was real?
Just one thing. A soft glitter, like book dust, floating in the sunlight.
Wow. So after all that excitement, What does Ms. Reedswell, the librarian, say? She saw the whole thing.
She just smiles and tells the children something wonderful. She says, books can get very excited when children come ready to read.
So it wasn't a scary storm. It was an excitement storm.
That's a great way to put it. The books were just so happy to be open that they burst with magic.
So if we put it all together, what does
Yeah.
the story teach us?
Well, for one, it definitely shows us that working together is super important. They couldn't have done it alone.
And you have to be gentle with books, right? Because every page is part of a story.
Of course. But the biggest lesson, I think, is that stories are alive. They're full of imagination, and they get even bigger and better when we share them.
It's like the story says. Books might not talk out loud, but they speak to anyone who is ready to listen. Reading is what brings them to life.
And Mia understood that. At the very end, she goes over and hugs that big blue dictionary, the book that started it all.
And what does she say?
She says it was the best blizzard ever.
I think she's right. It wasn't a mess to be cleaned up. It was an adventure.
An adventure that shows just how powerful the connection is between a reader and a book. The magic was waiting, but it needed the kids to be there to let it out.
That's a really amazing thought. It makes you look at a library in a whole new way.
It really does.
So if reading a book can make its characters so excited that they actually jump out of the pages, it makes you wonder something, doesn't it?
What's that?
It makes you wonder what happens to the world when you decide to tell your own story.
Ooh, that's a great question.
If you draw a picture or make up a story about a brave knight or a silly monster, what kind of fantastic blizzards might you create?
What amazing characters could you bring to life?
Something to think about. For now, keep exploring all the magic that's waiting for you on the page.